Hey YouTube, it's Ashley. I just wanted to go ahead and do my 30 week pregnancy update. It's a day early. Oh, and the dog moved, so we messed the camera up. So I will be 30 weeks tomorrow. But you know, one day, whatever, it's all good. So this week has been I had a good appointment yesterday. I went in for my weekly appointment yesterday at 4 p.m. And I had a huge list of stuff to talk. You'd think like that I wouldn't have any more questions after having to go every week, but I always have questions. So I asked about the non-stress test because I know that they start doing those when you are on blood pressure medicine, just to make sure the baby's doing okay and that you're doing okay. And she showed me what that was, and it's just the monitors that you see in like the baby story or whatever it is, and you can hear the baby's heartbeat, and then the other one is to see if you're having contractions at all, and then you have a button to push, and every time you feel the baby move, you have to push the button, and if you don't feel the baby move in a certain amount of times in an hour or 20 minutes or whatever, however long it is, then you get sent to the hospital. So hopefully we won't have to go to the hospital. That I think those start at in my next appointment. I don't have to go next week. Um, but I think I have to go on June 20th. And so they'll either do it that morning or they will do it the appointment after that, the next week. So that should be okay. Let's see. My blood pressure yesterday, apparently my medicine is finally working. It was 126/74, which is really good. And then I had taken my blood pressure cuff in to get it tested to see, if it was off at all. Well, we took mine and it was perfect there at the office, and then we used we used theirs first, and then we did mine, and it was 134/88. So my blood pressure cuff is not calibrating correctly and is measuring at least 10 points higher on top and bottom. So I don't know what I can do about that, but at least it's not as high as I thought it had been prior to that. But I'm still on bed rest, and that'll probably be until the end of my pregnancy. But she still said I can get out and do some things. We have a family reunion coming up, not this Saturday, the next Saturday. I think like the 19th or whatever that Saturday is. And it's 2 hours away. And so we drive there 2 hours, and then I'll pretty much be sitting in a chair eating, all that good stuff, talking to people, and then drive 2 hours home. And she said I can go ahead and go. So I'm going to see how I feel and debate off that, but hopefully I'll be able to go. Because we only have it every 2 years. So, and it's Steven's side of the family. So, it'd be kind of weird. It would be nice for them to see me pregnant and then, 2 years from now be able to see our, almost 2-year-old. So, isn't that crazy? That'll be nuts having a 2-year-old at the next family reunion. So, I asked about upper pain in my stomach, and I know that his feet and everything else is up there, and I can't breathe as well anymore. I just get out of breath so easy, and even just laying down, I can't breathe as well. So I asked her about that, and she said that's totally normal. And I told her I think he flipped head down, because I swear you would have thought this child was having a seizure, because he was pushing so hard, and it like took my breath away. And it was like a good 45 minutes that he was doing it, and he was just like pushing and pulling, it was nuts. And she said that was totally normal for that. And since we think he's head down, or he's either transverse or pretty much head down, I have a lot more pressure down there now, and apparently that's normal and will only get worse. And I have the pressure up here from where he's in my ribs. She measured me. Again, she measures me every week, and I always forget to ask, how I'm measuring. And at 24 weeks, I was measuring right on schedule, and yesterday she said I was measuring 2 weeks ahead. So, which is not a huge deal, but at least if he's born at 37 weeks or whatever, I'll feel better because he will most likely be a little bit bigger. So, but I'm only measuring 2 weeks ahead, so 32 weeks, I think. And then, let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and get my hospital bag packed. That is just for my sanity. I don't want Steven to have to worry about having to come home and get a whole bunch of stuff if it happens that we end up having to go to the hospital before we are expecting to, because that would just be crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and get that packed probably this week. And the doctor said that was probably a good idea just for my sanity, and that there's no harm in that. So I'll be packing my hospital bag. And I told Steven about it, and he's like, that's totally a good idea because I would not know what to bring. So we'll do that. And then the extra things, that he has to pack later, I'll just have a list on the refrigerator. So, let's see. Thinking that was it. Sorry, I got another list. I have to say that my husband has been totally awesome, and he is going to the ends of the earth for me, and he cooks every meal for me when he's home, and takes care of me. He does all the dishes and the laundry every day, and picks up and does what I need him to, and he makes the world's best pancakes, and it's like every weekend I get his famous pancakes. I named them Daddy's famous pancakes because the baby goes crazy whenever I eat them. So, but he even paints my toenails. He gives me foot massages and leg massages every night, and paints my toenails for me. He did that before I was pregnant, so he just enjoys taking care of me. And he's always liked to brush my hair and do stuff like that. But I know that's probably weird for some people, but I love it. So, let's see. Stretch marks, I have them really bad. I've gotten them since like 15 or 16 weeks, and I would say I have like 20. I don't know how many. I mean, it's just kind of bad. And they're all about that long, and they're on the bottom part of my stomach. And I've always had super tight skin, so that's no surprise. I may have to make a second part to this because we're already up to 9 minutes. So check back with me here for part 2.